The snow already stopped. Aww. Is it because they stole Raya here? Those bastards. I can't believe they fucking done that. This is Goldie, and not to be confused with any other character. It's Goldie. Not Bambi. Goldie. And then we have games like Nice Cat, Anastasia, The Sword of Camelot, Lion and the King, Lord of the Jungle, Legend of Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Dinosaurs, but not the dinosaurs you think of, Atlantis, Dalmatians 2. So we actually have the sequel to Dalmatians. Then Detective Mouse, Legend of Mulan, Winky, I don't know what that is, Hercules, Toys, Dalmatians 3. And the last one is hidden. Because I think that will be the most cursed of them all. Oj, oj, oj. So yeah. I used to work with a guy nicknamed Bambi after he obliterated a deer when driving his semi. Oh no. Look at that banana
There was
nose.
an excited silence in the magic forest.
The bear!
All the animals, trees and flowers seemed to hold their breath.
This is amazing.
If anyone dared say something, he whispered it quietly. When will it happen? The mouse squeaked, shyer than before. Shh.
The
old
tree is
said in a
alive?
domineering way. Should I have a look? Asked the squirrel. Don't do that, Vushel, the tortoise remarked. You will rustle the leaves too loud. We must be patient. But to remain patient was difficult for the animals. Restlessly, the squirrel hopped around. If you believe I'm too loud, perhaps the bird may have a look. He's very quiet, he begged.
This is wild, and it's been gone for a couple of seconds.
Admitted how curious he was. He had had this idea before. You young people are not able to wait, he mumbled. Well, let the bird have a look. The bird was happy to be able to do something and flew away. The animals were left behind, became more
Bird,
and
do
more
this.
nervous.
Nah,
the air was
bye.
full of suspense.
This is so intense, and it's just started.
Hurrah! Could suddenly be heard in the forest. Hurrah, it's there, it's
Why are you saying
there!
hurrah?
The bird was fluttering over the animals excitedly. The silence of the forest was over. Everyone was chattering. What does it look like? Has it already got a name? May we visit it? Just go, said the old tree.
I'm
Send it my
scared of that
regards and
tree.
Tell it that I'm waiting for its visit. Full of impatience, the animals ran and jumped away.
I am invested in this now. But my eyebrows and nose are bleeding again. Oh no.
Full of pride, Mother was watching her baby.
Do they give voice actors alcohol
Father was
this
looking
time?
at the kid with benevolence too.
I hope so.
Suddenly his ears rose. I think there are visitors, he said. Oh, how pretty, how lovely. The animals were whispering to each other.
It's not Bambi.
This is the prettiest little kid that was ever born in the magic forest.
Don't
It's
ever say
really
that.
golden, the squirrel said, full of enthusiasm. What's its name? Said Mumble the hare. We don't know yet, said the father. We haven't had any time to think about its name. But Vushel has found it just now, said Mother Dear. Vushel was surprised. I have given it a name, he asked, full of amazement.
How much would it take to have the community
Mother Dear
overdub this?
laughed. Haven't you said that the kid is golden? Goldie is the right name for my little daughter. Goldie's a
Daughter?
nice name. Vushel was so happy. He had found a name for a dear kid. This is a commitment.
You
Vushel
missed the
swore to take care of Goldie
the
everywhere,
rabbit
never leave
kept
her
saying
alone.
that the prettiest little kid there is. So I think that rabbit is on a list now.
Soon Goldie learned to jump and run. Bushel became her best friend. He played and rollicked with Goldie all day long. He showed her all the forest. He
I hope you
proudly
managed to
introduced
fix the
her to
thing.
the other animals. They were happy about the visit of the two friends and liked Goldie more and more because she was always friendly and cheerful. When the friends had rollicked about enough, they went to the old trees. They lay down under the branches and listened to the old stories. The trees had been living in the forest for a long time, even longer than the old tortoise. Therefore they could talk about times when the wild bears and buffaloes were still alive and when only a few people came into this part of the forest.
When the bears were still
Today,
alive.
The trees told Goldie the human beings could be dangerous. On Sunday afternoons, they invaded the forest.
Goldie has a giant head.
And could disturb the silence of the animals. And sometimes, the tree said, hunters came into the forest and would kill the animals with their guns, yes.
Sir Eclipse
As
being
Goldie
Ludi.
had never seen a man before, she could not quite believe the stories told by the trees.
She has never seen a man before.
But even without men, the forest could become dangerous. Goldie had to learn this quickly. Every day,
This
Goldie and
music has
Bushel
been in
played
every
the meadow.
video.
It was nearly summer, and everywhere it was blooming in the most beautiful colors. Goldie was watching the bees busily collecting the pollen. One of the bees she found particularly pretty and tried to nudge her with her nose again and again.
That's
The bee
gigantic.
enjoyed this very much and played tag with Goldie. Take care, Bushel shouted. But it was already too late. Goldie had fallen into the pond. She was rowing her legs heftily. The water's
And
not too
chipped
deep,
around.
Bushel shouted. You can stand there. And indeed, when Goldie stopped kicking around, she noticed that her legs were on solid ground. She quickly jumped out of the pond. Bushel laughed his head off. And the bee was giggling. Stop laughing, you two. That could have happened to you just as well. But not to me, the bee said cheerfully.
Wait,
And
is the
I
narrator
always take
doing
care
all
when
the
I run
voices?
along, Bushel said, full of self-confidence. Goldie was sulking. But not for long. The day was much too pretty to feel offended.
I think the narrator is doing all the voices.
In the evening, Goldie and Bushel ran home tired.
That's a very brown
Goldie's
background.
mother usually waited at the edge of the protected plantation area for the two friends. But today nobody was to be seen. Full of unrest, both of them were looking around. Very strange, Goldie said. Where could she be now?
She
Goldie
got
and Bushel
peeled.
searched again and again.
Calling it now.
They asked all the animals whether they had seen Goldie's mother, but nobody knew anything.
That fucking bear. He sells snacks in the older
Tired and sad, Goldie and
in
Bushel lay
animal
down
soccer.
to sleep. The next morning they started the search again.
It has more animations than One Punch Man season 3. Yeah.
After many hours of unsuccessful searching, they sat down in a meadow and were utterly depressed. What's the matter with you? They suddenly heard a voice. Can I help you with anything? It was Mummer, who had seen the two when he was looking for food. Oh, Mummer, Goldie said. My mother's disappeared and nobody has seen her. We already asked all the animals in the forest. Oh dear, Mummer was terrified. That sounds bad. I've thought something like that before. Do you know anything? Have you seen anything? Well, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm afraid I'm right, Mummer said. Yesterday about lunchtime, I was lolloping along with my children in the meadow over there. Then I came quite near to your protected forest area. Suddenly it became dark, but it was not the sun that went down, but big shadows were falling on the grass. Mummer became very quiet. They were men. Men? Goldie shouted, horrified. Did they have guns? Did they kill my mother? I don't know. As soon as we
Well,
noticed
that's
the
a
men, we
weird
ran
thing
off
to go
quickly,
first on.
but I haven't heard any shots. Carry on. What happened then?
They just strangled her.
No, Mama said sadly.
I mean, what? Aww.
Momo would have liked to comfort Goldie, but he didn't know how to do it. So he lolloped away slowly. Let's go to the trees. They've seen
He
so
wanted to
much.
comfort Goldie,
Perhaps they
but he
know
ran
what
away
may have
instead.
happened. Bushlew suggested
What is everyone
they
talking
ran to
about?
the trees quickly and
Goldie's
told them
mother
what
is
they'd heard from
gone.
Momo. Oh dear.
We are very
That
invested
is
here.
bad. No one who has had anything to do with human beings has come back into our forest. From now on, nobody could hear Goldie laughing in the magic forest anymore. With sad eyes, she sat in the meadow without saying a word. The other animals missed her laughing and rollicking, and after a while they also became more and more sad, became quiet in the magic forest. Even the birds twittered only little messages to one another. It was almost to have believed that even the sun did not shine so brightly anymore, for it had become darker and darker in the forest.
The end.
One day, an old wandering bear came into the magic forest. He looked around in amazement. Was this really the forest that he had known as a young bear? At that time, it had been quiet, bright here, and everyone certainly had been happy. He took a rest near the old trees. "Hi, old tree," he said. "What has happened here? Why do you all keep your heads down?" "Shh, shh," the tree said, because the bear had spoken very loud, and nobody had done that in the magic forest in a long time. The bear looked amazed. "If you're not allowed to speak loudly anymore, you're in a bad situation. Now tell me immediately. There is always some way to help." "Not in this case," said the tree. "Listen. Some months ago, we were all very glad and happy. Then something terrible happened after that." And the old tree told the bear the story of Goldie and the disappearance of her mother. The bear listened full of interest. "Is there anything by which you can recognize Goldie's mother?" he asked. "Yes. Goldie's mother had a white spot on her right front leg. That is something very special." "Then I've seen Goldie's mother," said the bear. "You've seen her? Is she alive?" the tree called. "She's alive!" A bird sitting on the branches of the old tree shouted. He had heard everything and rose in the air and shouted, "She
She
lives,
better
she
have a
lives."
good
The
damn
animals
reason.
looked up in horror. "Have you heard? The bird said she lives." They whispered because they did not dare talk too loudly yet. But as there were so many whispering, the whispering became louder and louder. In the end, there was a rustling through the magic forest. "She lives! Goldie's mother lives!" Goldie, who was sitting in the meadow, sadly heard this as well. "She lives!" She could hardly believe it. "The bear's seen your mother. She lives!" the bird shouted excitedly. Goldie jumped up. "Where's the bear?" "Near the old trees," the bird shouted. Now at last, after a long time, Goldie
Hello,
ran away with long
KBBT. How are
jumps.
you? Welcome. Off again, be back.
"Stop,
Okay,
not so
Rinny.
quickly," Bushel shouted and was hopping behind her.
She better have a damn good reason to be gone for
Where have
months.
you seen my mother?" she called as she arrived by the old trees. "That is a sad and long story," the bear said.
Sad?
Meanwhile, all the other animals had come together around the trees. "Listen,"
What the
said the bear.
fuck?
"You will know that many thousands of animals are killed by the people." They all shouted in horror, "But not always. Sometimes we're just caught and locked up by the human beings." "Why does that happen?" Mumble asked. "I don't know exactly," the bear said. "Whatever the reason may be, they give us just a little piece of earth. They make a high fence with points around us so that it becomes impossible to jump across it. That is called an enclosure by the human beings. And then what will happen to the animals that are locked up?" the mouse squeaked. "Something strange will happen. Every day many people turn up and look through the fence. We are never unwatched. There's absolutely no place we can go and hide ourselves from the looks of man." "That's absolutely horrible," said the shy hedgehog. "But that's not everything," the bear said. Often the people bring along drinks and food, and then they throw the empty tins and bottles behind the fence. Where the animals are? Fuschel asked. Exactly there, the bear said. And often the animals injure themselves on pieces of glass or tins. And Goldie's mother? I've seen Goldie's mother in exactly such an enclosure. Is she injured?
She had a good reason.
I don't think so, but she's ill. Ill? The old tree moaned. Is it bad? Yes. Unfortunately, the men do not come to the fence on foot, but they come in big cars. And these cars make a horrible noise and pollute the air. And the animals must breathe this polluted air all day long. And that's why Goldie's mother coughs all the time and has become ill. She can't get away from that? Fuschel asked. The bear shook his head. Goldie's tears were running over her cheeks, and even the trees...
It's a hidden ad for recycling.
Oh dear, that's impossible, Momo said, full of energy. There must be a way to free the animals. It has never been tried until now. But haven't you heard what the bear said? The fence is much too high to jump over it. That's true. It is too high.
Dig
But
under
how do you
it.
know that that's the only way over the fence? Perhaps there may be a way under the fence.
Called it.
Under the fence? The animal shouted. That's the idea. Then off we go, the bear said. The animals started to move. It was a tiring way.
Don't move
and
too
it lasted
fast.
For many, many hours.
They moved longer than Moses and the gang did. How does this narrative sound so British but German at the same time? I don't know. Just go to Home Depot and buy a pair of bolt cutters. But you can't go... No, you have to go under.
At last they saw the fence. Goldie wanted to run. Stop!
That
ordered the
fence?
bear. We've got to wait until it is dark and the people have gone
There's
home.
a football field
Or
there.
do you want to be caught yourself? The animals hid behind a high hedge. At last it became quiet. The last car took off. Let's go, the bear whispered. Cautiously they all moved to the enclosure. It was a sad sight they saw.
Is the
Tired
enclosure...
animals stood on little pieces of
Oh
earth,
my
and they all looked very ill.
They are taller than the fence.
Mom, Goldie shouted quietly, but when Mom did not react, she shouted a bit louder, Mom! Very slowly.
They
Mother
didn't want to
deer
wait too
turned
long.
around her head. Goldie? She whispered very weakly.
Goldie! Mama!
All were quiet because of their emotion. Momo was the first to start talking. I'm as glad as you are, he said, breathing deeply. But we must start working now.
He cannot read the
We want to
room.
free all of you, Wuschel said proudly. And we also know how to do it. Let's start. All of a sudden, the animals had disappeared. Where have they all gone? Goldie's mother asked. Don't you hear anything? Goldie asked. Mother Deer raised her ears so she could hear it herself. There was a nibbling and a scratching.
They're eating popcorn.
The hare, the squirrel, the mice, and the rest of the animals were nibbling busily at the fence with their sharp teeth, whereas the moles dug deep holes underneath the fence. Without a break, they worked hour by hour. That should be enough now, Momo said at last. If you can make yourselves very small, you can slip through the fence. Full of doubt, the locked animals
How
came
the
nearer.
fuck does he make himself small?
Carry on. Who will be first? The bear asked. I'm sure it will work. Goldie's mother made herself as small as she could, and she was at last able to slip through the fence. The animals cheered. Shh, shh, Momo said. We can celebrate this later, but first of all, the others have to get out of there. While Goldie and her mother were cuddling to one another, the other animals slipped through the fence. And now away from here as quickly as possible. It's already getting bright, and soon the first people will turn up here.
Couldn't the bear absolutely demolish the fence?
It was a strange procession.
But that
each
way they
draw
don't
moved
need,
towards
they
the
don't
magic
learn
forest.
teamwork.
Often they had to take a rest because some of the animals were injured and very weak. But they managed to do it.
The bear got himself some snacks.
Under the old trees, they came together for a great festival. And at last, after many weeks and months, everybody was happy and cheerful in the magic forest again.
Yippee!
And also the sunbeams were dancing, full of joy on the leaves of the bushes and the trees.
Is it over? It is. Well, that was a good one. Oh. Did anyone else also notice that the father had a harem of like 5 or 6 girls? And at the end of the day, humans came back and cut down all the trees for toilet paper. Yeah. And they were not freaked out about a living tree. Oi, oi, oi. So many questions, so little answers. Let's see here. Are people enjoying this, by the way? I'm guessing a little because you're still here, but let's see here.